Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a 1 month postpartum / baby update. I'm currently, yeah?
I'm gonna swim from here to here to there 5 times in a row.
Okay, go for it. So I wanted to do a 1 month postpartum and baby update, but he is almost 6 weeks. And I guess that's going to be part of my update. Yeah, I'm watching. This has been probably when 4 weeks hit, which is around the time, it was like 4 weeks and then a month that same week, because 4 weeks is like slightly before 1 month. I wanted to do a video, but the second 4 weeks hit, I was like hit. It was like, I want to say it's like been the most busy, or one of the most, I don't know, busy, I guess, it's not the word, kind of times, more than what I was expecting. So it's not something I can really talk about, but basically something happened literally on the day that I was 4 weeks postpartum, and it's kind of like flipped my, not my world, but my postpartum world essentially kind of upside down. And from there it was just after that hit, it's just been constant go go go. It's like never, it's like feels like it's like never ending. So something happened that week, and nothing related to the baby or whatever, and like I'll be fine, I guess. It's just, like sometimes things happen and it's just like, why is this happening now? And you never really want it to happen, but it's like, why is, like, of all times, why is it happening now? And what ended up happening was I ended up getting a breast infection and mastitis a few days after, and I don't know if it was the stress or a combination of stress and I don't know, having inverted nipples, being prone, not prone, but I don't know, they always say like if you had something once then you'll get it again, kind of thing. I kind of attribute it to stress. It's just been a very stressful couple of weeks. This is my alarm clock. Yeah, for my antibiotics, which I finished yesterday. Okay, not right now, okay? I'm filming. Okay, when I'm done. So that happened. So this thing happened, which I can't talk about, and then he had his 1 month 1 month checkup, which, like I said in my last video, he wasn't originally going to go to, but because his jaundice was questionable, he potentially had breast milk jaundice, and his eyes were yellow, but not, I didn't think his skin was that yellow. It was more his eyes that were concerning. So we went to the 1 month checkup to basically check up on his jaundice, because the 1 month is optional and she wasn't worried about it, and I wasn't worried about it. And then, like, I think like several days after that 1 month, I think I really started, the yellow really started to clear up. So I'm happy about that. His eyes are much whiter, and I was worried about it. Like, I want to say, like, I wasn't even that worried about it, and I honestly didn't think that, I mean, basically I think that he would have written it out. I mean, I was worried about it. I was like Google searching and things like that on it, but I wasn't worried to the point where I actually thought he was going to need formula for 24 or 48 hours to clear out the bilirubin. Yeah. And yeah, I didn't think he was gonna need phototherapy. And the thing with breast milk jaundice, like I said in my last video or my last update, was that he it could like last up to 12 weeks. And I think probably around week 5 it definitely started, probably even earlier than, I don't know, maybe 4.5, 5, I don't know. It's just been so crazy busy, and it's just been kind of a blur. So so in terms of his update, that was fine. His head went back up to the 85th percentile because it like went down and then it went back up. And then his height and his weight, I think he's like hovering around the 50th percentile, which is interesting because I feel like he's like a really big baby. Yeah, I feel like he's like a big baby. I don't know, like it just seems like he's big. He's sleeping right now. Sleeping while his sisters are swimming. And let's see if I can. It's kind of windy right now. It's kind of windy, so hopefully the sound will be okay. So that happened. Michelina started her tennis lessons the day that I got my mastitis. And basically what I felt like was like I got the flu-like symptoms. I didn't get a fever, but I definitely got the flu-like symptoms. Like it affected my entire body, and I was thinking like, this is worse than like labor and delivery, because labor and delivery, at least for me, is pretty quick and it's like done with and over with, whereas mastitis, it could like get worse and worse and worse, progressively worse and worse and worse. It could like last up to a week and all this stuff. But I'm like hyper aware of my boobs and mastitis, and so I caught it early is what it comes down to. And so I started antibiotics right away, and the next day I was feeling better. But when you have mastitis, they say that you should, you know, bed rest, and rest is what you should do, and that is like the complete opposite, because things have just been like a whirlwind of this stuff happening that just made me have to do a whole lot of stuff and kind of like take my attention away during this like postpartum time, take away my attention from the baby. And it's just been non-stop. It's not a complaint, it's just, you know, it's unfortunate that it had to happen like while I'm still in the disability period postpartum. So anyway, Michelina started her tennis lessons, so I'm really happy that I signed her up for that, and she's been enjoying it. I'm really happy that yeah, I signed her up, and I'm excited to play tennis with her once I'm like back into whatever. And I feel like I could, and I want to, and this hasn't happened like in my previous pregnancies, but I feel like, or postpartum periods, like I feel like I want to go work out, and it's not anything other than I just don't have time. But I've been thinking about working out, like wanting to work out, just because I think like, I just think it'll make me feel even better. I want to do a postpartum tips and also postpartum favorites video. I haven't, because things have been kind of like a whirlwind. I haven't been able to edit and therefore upload any videos, so I'm really behind. I have been trying to take clips and stuff, but also while this whole whirlwind has been happening, I'm very in my head, and I think it would be a good time for me to vlog, but it just gets to the point where it's like, this is too much, and just adding vlogging as another layer to it is just too much. And that's the problem. If I had a cameraman, then that would be fine. Like, I'd totally vlog, but I don't, and I only have 2 hands. And yeah, so another update with the baby is that his skin has been getting progressively worse, and I'm trying to do different things to kind of keep it at bay and try to improve it. But basically it's like a rash on his face, and just like his face, and kind of, which is like red. His face is the worst, and his body has like dry skin throughout his body, but it's not red. You just feel it on the touch, and his hands are really nice, which is interesting. But what I think it is I think it's eczema. Not eczema. I think it's something to do with breastfeeding. Because I do breastfeeding lying down, like in the nighttime and things like that, and like in the morning or whatever, and then if I need to take a nap or whatever. So I feel like his and the weather's been changing, it's been getting hotter, and I feel like his face rubbing against, you know, like the bed, and I was using like a paper towel to kind of protect the bed sheet, and maybe that was irritating him, so I switched that out and using a diaper cloth and things like that. And I never put anything on his face before. I was sure to not put anything on his face, but then doctor said I should keep it hydrated, and I guess I should have realized I should have done that. She recommended Aquaphor. I didn't get Aquaphor. I'm using Cetaphil, the tub Cetaphil. Aquaphor I think is pretty much petroleum jelly with some other stuff, but I was using petroleum jelly for a few days. But I think if it's like a heat rash, and that's what I kind of think it is, if it's a heat rash, the petroleum jelly is good, because it's like, I like petroleum jelly because it really seals in the moisture. But what I think the problem with petroleum jelly, and I remember this because I burned my foot not this year, but maybe last year, is that petroleum jelly, when you put it on your skin, it traps in the heat. So if it's a heat rash, then it traps in the heat, and I don't think the Cetaphil does as much. Yeah.
Mama, I kind of forgot my water at home.
I thought you just said, I told you to pack it, and you were like, oh yeah, I did pack it.
I accidentally left it on the bench.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm not going to be thirsty, because I'm not going to.
Yeah, we're not going to be swimming that long. So, so I was using petroleum jelly for a few days, and then I realized, oh wait, this is probably trapping the heat. So I switched over to Cetaphil, and what I try to do is like, and his butt is really nice. So his butt, I always like wipe with like a sopping kind of wet towel and paper towel, and I use petroleum jelly, and it's covered. Unfortunately, his face is constantly rubbing on things, and you know, things like that. So I still try to do the moist, I think they call it like moist something, like moisture, I don't know, something. So basically try to take like a wet cloth, wipe his face, clean it off, kind of like open his pores with the sopping thing, and then I put on the Cetaphil, like a really thin layer, but just to keep it hydrated, I guess. And I think it's getting better. This is what his skin looks like. And yesterday I brought them to the pool, and he slept for the entire time, and we were here for like almost 2 hours, or was it 2 hours, or almost 2 hours? And I don't know, it was like actually an hour and a half. And he was sleeping like this. His face was exposed to the fresh air, and it wasn't touching anything. I think it improved a little bit. So I think what I have to do is make sure that, you know, try to have his face not touch as much when I breastfeed. Try to hold like this part of his head versus like his cheek, and yeah, just try to air out his face as much as I can. Wait, hold on. All right.
Oh! I'm moonwalking.
We have the pool all to ourselves.
Nope.
So it is a really nice day. Kind of early, but she has a play date later. So I'm doing taking them to swim.
I'm gonna do a cannonball. I'm gonna do a cannonball.
That wasn't a cannonball. Huh?
I did it, Mama.
A little bit.
I did it.
Yeah, you did.
Bro, can I do it again? bee killer. One step.
One step.
I'm the bee killer.
Yep. And then.
Oh.
Good job.
I'm the bee
You did do it. Huh? Why are you wearing your shoes in the pool?
So the bees don't get a set of shoes because bees, shoes attract berries because she has flowers on her shoes.
We're not gonna get her shoes.
Ah! Get away, bird! Go away, bird! Bird, take that stick back!
Baby guy. Titas are swimming. Titas swimming. You wanna take a nap? Hmm? Do you wanna take a nap? So the other big thing with the 4-week disruption in my life, the other thing is he got sick. And so his 1 month went well, he was fine, and then a few days later, I was like, I feel like I just went to the doctor, and I was like, yeah, I just did go to the doctor. But he had a runny nose, and he started to have a cough, and I was really worried about it. And so that day, I brought him, and after like a few days after his 1 month, I brought him and his 2-year-old sister to the doctors because she had been having a cough for like the longest time. But it's like not like constant, it's like an on and off thing. And I think, and sometimes she's going like she has stuff in there. And I think that she gave it to him because she's like I said, she like loves the baby and always wants to, be near the baby and like touch the baby, especially his face, and because we're doing like body parts and like this is his cheek, this is his nose, his ears, whatever, mouth, fingers, whatever. So I think she gave him her constantly lingering cold thing. So he had runny nose and a cough, and his voice was really like I want to say scratchy or something, but it's not to its full clearest maximum. And yeah, he was coughing, and sometimes I could hear like mucus when he's like breathing, and he didn't have a fever. But I called the doctor's office, and the nurse recommended that I should go in, so I brought him in, and the doctor seemed really concerned about it, and I was like, his eyes just cleared up, the jaundice worry had just gotten off my plate, and now he has a cold, and she was really worried about it, and that if he got a fever, and at this age the fever is considered 100.4. If his fever got to 100.4, then he would have to go to urgent care or see the doctor right away, or go to the emergency room if it was like in the middle of the night. So that was like another thing added to my plate. So that night I let him sleep next to me, and I didn't get a lot of sleep. And if you hear my voice, I'm like trying really hard not to get sick myself. I feel like my throat is kind of scratchy a little bit, so like I said, it's like one thing after the other. After when 4 weeks hit, like the first few weeks, I thought I was like this. I thought this was like, this is going so well. He's like a good sleeper, and he's a good baby. The whole colicky worry or concern when you're pregnant, like, is my baby going to be colicky? Not a concern. He slept better than all my 2 girls, and I was like, this is a breeze, and I was thinking like, not everyone, but several people told me when I was pregnant, like going from 2 to 3 is like a drastic change, and so hard and things like that. And I was like, I didn't think it was that hard, honestly. And the only time, honestly, I think that it is hard is when I'm sick or if I don't feel well. So like I had that breast infection that I felt like it was hard. Like, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, I know I can do this, but I was like, I don't, like, this is hard. So it's basically when I'm sick, I feel like that's when it's hard. What else? Another interesting thing is my mom and the girls were looking at old photos because one night, because they, I don't know, I guess they weren't going to sleep essentially, and they were looking at old photos of the girls when they were like in this like newborn stage, and my mom and he looks a lot like them, and my mom couldn't remember what they looked like, and she was like so amazed how much he looked like, especially Michelina. She thinks that he looks a lot like Michelina when she was young. So that's interesting and fun. I feel like ever since I brought him home from the hospital that he looks like one of my kids. And yeah, I thought when he was first born, like the first day, I was like, who is this? But I feel like, you know, progressively and very quickly, he started to look like, yeah, like one of my kids. Like, I don't know, like I see both of them in him. So that's really cool and fun to see what he's going to be growing up to look like. And Esteana, who's my 2-year-old, she just finished school, taking her out, and we're gonna spend some summer quality time together. And feeding is pretty good. I'm trying to get him on a schedule. I don't remember if I talked about this, but I am trying to get him on a schedule. And I remember watching this other mom talking about getting her kids on a schedule really early, and I was pregnant with him, and I was thinking like, whoa, that's like really fast. That's like really fast, I would think. But actually the babies can get on a schedule, I think. Not like a strict schedule, but like the main part of the schedule that I try to get him on is like his sleeping through the night. I'm already trying to sleep train him. I think at maybe the 2 or 3 week mark, I've already started to sleep train him. And I think him going down at like, usually takes like a longer nap around 6:30, 7ish, and then he wakes up and I feed him and I put him back down at 10:30, 11:15ish, and then he sleeps, hopefully. Well, this whole cold thing kind of like messed it up, but he would sleep until 4, 5, or 6, so that's kind of his thing. Well, before it was like 6 or 7 before his cold, so the doctor was saying that he should sleep from like 7 to 7, but I'm actually not one of those parents who are like, yeah, my kid is going to sleep at 7. Like, I couldn't do it, just because, you know, when I go back to work, having my kid sleep at 7 is like, I would never be able to see my kid. So I think 9-ish is more reasonable for me, I guess. 8:39, 8 to 9, I don't know, something like that. Plus I think those parents who put their kids to sleep at 7, they're the same ones who like complain that their kids get up at like 6 or 7. What else? So yeah, summer is finally here, and well, not really totally here. It's gonna be like in the upper 70s. Still really not even that hot, but July 4th weekend is this weekend, and I'm happy that they can start going swimming now, because like, I'm a swimmer. I like to swim, and it's like probably the most athletic thing that I do, like swimming and biking. So in the winter months, it's harder. I don't know. It's harder to be more active, I think. What happened? He's such a sweet boy. This kid. I think that's about it. I'm going to continue to try to vlog more. I mean, I think I used to be better at, well, I had one kid before. But yeah, I'm gonna try to vlog more. I did finish editing and uploading a video, a get ready with, I called it Get Ready With Me, Makeup and Toddler, plus a vlog. And I wanted to try to do a Get Ready With Me, and this is my first Get Ready With Me. So if you haven't watched that, please go over there and watch that one. I realize I'm not as animated as a lot of YouTubers, which is what made me realize like I'm probably never gonna be like a successful YouTuber, but it's fun. I like it. I like watching it. I like watching other people's, vlogs. I like looking back, watching my own vlogs, things like that. So that's really the main reason why I do it, because I enjoy it. And hopefully if I keep doing it, I'll hopefully continue to get better. And it's okay if you're not that great in the beginning or whatever. And yeah, please thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you are not subscribed already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hey, big guy. I forgot to also mention that he's started to make sounds or noise, kind of like talking. So I remember making a video when Michelina was 1 month, and she also was like, hi. It sounds like kind of like they say hi, or I don't know, they just make the baby talk noise. So he started to do that around the 1 month mark. Just like big sister, right? Did you have a good time swimming?
Hey, guy.
Huh?
Hey, big guy.
Hey, big guy. She thinks that it's funny. She's always like, how come you're calling him big guy, right?
That's big sister.
Yeah. Let me see your shirt. Best big sister ever. You are a very good big sister. Alright, we gotta go.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.